point of view to black issues. His mission: to provide a forum for honest discussions about social issues without the liberal lapdogs shutting down the discussion. Broadcasting from the American Truth Project Studios in beautiful Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. This is Conservative Nation with your host, Jermaine Bongino.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another edition of Conservative Nation. I'm your gracious host, Jermaine Bongino. How's everybody doing on this beautiful Monday evening? And let me tell you something, here in Minnesota, usually it's cold, the frozen tundra, but let me tell you something, it's actually really good today. It is. And if you're above ground and God made it like that, let me tell you something. You better be thanking your lucky stars. Absolutely, because your life can change just like that. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Man, we got a lot of talk to you guys about today. We have a lot. Make sure you guys do me a favor, hit that like button, make sure you do share. All right, for people who are coming back to the program, thank you so much. You can go ahead and tell folks that Jermaine's back. Back, just like Mr. Trump. Yeah, because Trump is standing on business. Second time around, he ain't playing no games, ladies and gentlemen. He's playing no games. And we about to talk about that tonight. So make sure you do your due diligence. Hit that like button and make sure you do share. I want to go ahead and give some people a shout out before I begin. How's my mic? Before I begin, how's my mic? Am I sounding good? Am I sounding like a little cat? Am I sounding like Alvin and the Chipmunks? I need to know. Yeah, you let a brother know. How do I sound? Do I sound like Alvin and the Chipmunks? Do I sound like Mr. Magoo's secretary? I need to know. Okay, people are saying I sound good. Thank you. Absolutely. Let me go ahead and give some folks a shout out. I want to go ahead and give a shout out to Leanne Glass. Shout out to you. Absolutely, shout out to you. I want to go ahead and give a shout out to Michelle Minnick, Frank Williams in the building, Brian J. Mater, Matthew Steinacker. Absolutely. Tim Mack in the building. America 12U. Shout out to you. Absolutely. Shout out to my American brother, Shane Terry. Brother from another mother. Shout out to you. Absolutely. Let me go ahead and head over to Rumble. If you guys have not subscribed to the Rumble channel, please do, because a lot of our content is going to be on Rumble. All right. You don't want to miss that. All right. There's going to be a lot of good clips. We're going to have a lot of interviews. Let me tell you something. So you don't want to miss it. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the Rumble chat, the Rumble video over there. Shout out to Pizza Sticks. Shout out to Shane0316. I think that's Shane Terry, my guy. Living My Best 78. Shout out to you. Shout out to Iowa Hawkeyes 1, 2, 3. And shout out to everybody. Let's just do that. Shout out to everybody. All right. Shout out to everybody. All right. Absolutely. 8 o'clock. Usually we stream at 7 p.m. But, with some stuff going on with the family, and I had to push back the streaming time. Absolutely. But 8 p.m. is a good time. Let me tell you, it is. That's when the motor starts. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Absolutely. You guys see what's going on in the news right now? Oh, yeah, they hating Trump so badly. They are. Remember I told you about James Carville? Oh, yeah, we about to speak about him tonight. Yeah, remember I told you how crazy he was? Yeah, he was saying that, there's something going on with the Trump administration. He's believing right now it's going to collapse in 30 days. This is what his prediction is. Absolutely. And he's also saying that the Democrats are overwhelmed. Yeah. They finding stuff out right and left every single second. They don't know what to do. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, they don't know if they're going to cry to Daddy Satan or Daddy Obama, the long leg Mac Daddy. They don't know which one to cry to. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, it's that serious. So, without further ado, let's get the flaming. Yeah, let's get the flaming. Make sure you guys do your due diligence. Hit that like button. Make sure you do share. First one up. I want to go ahead and speak to you guys about a viral video. This is dealing with family, dealing with baby mamas. Absolutely. 13-year-old refused to give his mom his birthday money so that she can pay her light bill. How many of you guys grew up with a single mom, single parent? Most of the time it's going to be a single mama. And how many of you guys did not have a childhood when you grew up? Right? You had to grow up before your time because your parents were putting you into adult situations. Yeah. That usually happens when you grow up with a single mama. I want to go ahead and run this clip. When it come back, I want to speak about it. I want to know what you guys think about this. 13-year-old son absolutely refuses to give his mom his birthday money. Says, gosh darn it, what happened to your income tax check? You know what I'm saying? Hit that like button. Make sure you share. Here we go. I mean, you can't fault the little man. Here we go.
All the stuff I do for you as a mother. Literally, I take care of you, I feed you, I cook, I do all that stuff. And all I did, I asked you for your birthday money so that I can pay the light bill. You don't want to give me the birthday money. So I am taking the PS5 back so I can get the money so the bill can be paid.
Well, how you gonna ask for my birthday money that I got on my birthday to pay the light bill? And why you trying to take my PS5 away?
Well, you can't play the PS5 anyway if there ain't gonna be no damn lights in our house.
Ain't that the truth?
What happened to the income tax?
Turner, first of all, I'm an adult. Stay out my business. When I come to you as a mother and I'm telling you there's an issue where I need help, you help.
Going out so much. I'm tired of you going out. You need to spend time with us, and you need to spend money on your bills.
Leilani, I'm not even talking to you. So you stay in a child's place.
You said stay in a child's place, but you asking my brother to pay your bills. And just like Lay said, you need to start spending money on us and stop spending money on yourself and your little boyfriend.
Bow.
Y'all
Bow. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think about that? Those little kids got sense, don't they? One thing I do know, the smaller the kid, the more truth that spews out their mouth. Kids are wonderful creatures, let me tell you something. They speak the unvarnished truth, don't they? How many of you guys have dealt with this situation? Your parent is, acting crazy. They're not taking care of their responsibilities. And then they're asking you to pitch in and help. as if it's your problem that the light bill is high and they can't pay it. The kids were like, what happened to your income tax check? How come you couldn't use that? And if you've seen the video, you can see she had her hair and her nails done. Right? Hold on. Her hair and her nails did. Right? Her hair and her nails did. Looking very ghetto bougie, and let me tell you. And not taking care of responsibilities. Don't you gotta feel like a dirt bag if your own kids are speaking to you like this? Seriously. You gotta feel like a dirt bag if your own kid is saying stuff like this to you. Hey, mom, like, get it together. Put on your panties straight, mom. You get what I'm saying? You can't make it. I want to play it again. Listen to how the kids, engage the mama. And because the truth is just so glaring, the mama just had to turn off the camera. Gosh darn, you're not going to sit here and, make me look foolish. Let me go ahead and play it, because it's crazy to me that we have parents nowadays who are still doing this. And this comes from the baby mama epidemic, ladies and gentlemen, the baby mama problem that we have here in America. Instead of folks to settle down and wait until you get married to have children, the new culture, the new attitude is, hey, screw having a family. Go ahead and get pregnant. There's no shame in that game, let me tell you. Since we took away shame, right? Shame. People used to get shamed for this type of crap. But since we took it away, they have normalized this type of BS to the point where they have the gall, the audacity to record this type of conversation and put it on the net. And thinking that they're right, that their kids should, quote unquote, chip in. That's crazy to me. Absolutely crazy. Let me run it one more time here. I want folks to see this because this is absolutely insane.
All the stuff I do for you as a mother. Literally, I take care of you, I feed you, I cook, I do all that stuff. And all I did, I asked you for your birthday money so that I can pay the light bill. You don't want to give me the birthday money. So I am taking the PS5 back so I can get the money so the bill can be paid.
Well, how you going to ask for my birthday money that I got on my birthday to pay the light bill? And why you trying to take my PS5 away?
Well, you can't play the PS5 anyway if there ain't going to be no damn lights in our house.
You shouldn't have been going out so much. You would have had the money. What happened to the income taxes?
Turner, first of all, I'm an adult. Stay out my business. When I come to you as a mother and I'm telling you there's an issue where I need help, you help.
Going out so much. I'm tired of you going out. You need to spend time on.
Look at her nails.
And you need to spend money.
Look at her nails.
Leilani, I'm not even talking to you. So you stay in a child's place.
Mom, you said stay in a child's place.
You see her nails, ladies and gentlemen? Look at her nails. Bingo, bango. Her nails are dead, right? Yeah, I bet she ain't missing a nail appointment, right? And you can see by this little excerpt of this hair hat right here, right? She got her hair did as well.
But you asking my brother to pay your bills. And just like Lay said, you need to start spending money on us and stop going spending money on yourself and your little boyfriend.
Boy, y'all finna whip y'all.
Bow. So there you go. That heifer need a job. J-O-B. Ain't nothing wrong with a J-O-B. And the reason why this heifer don't have a job, ladies and gentlemen, is because Biden and his criminal administration allowed this type of behavior to go on. They literally allowed this type of behavior. They're allowing adults with no dependents to get food stamps. And they're not even working. Talk about crazy. Talk about crazy. You can't get around it. Cannot get around it. This heifer needs a job. Because a job will make her more responsible. She'll spend her money more wisely a lot of the times. And it'll make sure that this type of behavior don't happen. It does. And another thing, get married, be in a committed relationship before having children. What's wrong with that? Ladies and gentlemen, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with being married? What's wrong with being in a committed relationship before having children? Nowadays, you can see a woman, she'll have 2 or 3 children by 4 different baby fathers. It's out of control. The baby, before the baby is born, she already got a new boyfriend. How many of you guys know a woman who's like that? She got pregnant, the guy took off and ran, right? Pregnant, and she already got a new bum who was waiting there for the child. It's like, gosh darn it. Can't you close up that coochie a little bit? Can't that coochie breathe a little bit? Give that coochie a rest. Put it on ice a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And raise your child. That's all I'm saying. Let's go ahead and move forward, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and move forward. Make sure you guys do me a favor. Hit that like button. Make sure you share. Shane 0316 says, the light bill is your business. Absolutely. Absolutely. And Crazy Ho needs a job or two. Absolutely. Iowa Hawkeyes 123 says she must have a car payment due. You know it. Leanne Glass says that's a spendy manicure. And you could tell she probably got those little gel coats and all that type of stuff. You get what I'm saying? Ladies know what I'm talking about. You can spend $100, $250 on your nails. Just on a nail appointment. To me, that's absolutely nuts. But hey, you know, to each his own. Moving forward, make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you do share. I want to go ahead and speak about ICE. Ice, baby. Ice, baby. Absolutely. ICE is doing raids across America. Absolutely. I went to a Home Depot, and let me tell you something. I didn't see Jorge and them outside. Jorge and them were gone. There was just some big ass sign that says "Back to Mexico" on there. Yeah, you think I'm playing? You go ahead and go to Menards, you go to Home Depot, go to Lowe's, go to your hardware store. Let me tell you something. The illegals done put up a sign, said closed up shop. Let me tell ya, my goodness gracious. I want to go ahead and run this story here, ladies and gentlemen. This deals with ICE. The liberals right now are giving illegal tips. Not illegal tips, but giving illegals tips. Not money. Well, they get money too, but they're giving them tips on how to, gosh darn, deal with ICE. If ICE approach ya, I want you guys to hear this when it come back. I want to speak about these type of tips that are being put out. You know, I got some tips. I bet you guys got some tips too if you're in illegal and you're approached by ICE, right? Let me go ahead and run this when it come back. We're going to speak about these tips, all right? Make sure you guys do me a favor. Hit that like button. Make sure you share. Let people know where you're watching, who you're watching. Because it's important, baby. Sure it is. Here we go.
Immigration attorneys are giving advice to those who might be targeted in ICE knock and talk raids. Fox 11's Chelsea Edwards is live in Westwood at the Federal Building with some legal tips. Chelsea?
Yeah, well, it's important to note that Los Angeles is a sanctuary city, so that means city employees and city property cannot be used to help ICE agents with immigration enforcement unless there is a serious offense involved in the investigation. But typically, they cannot come to city property to look for anybody. However, they can come to your home, they can go to your car, they can go to public spaces, and they can start to ask you questions. I mean, it's very safe to say that many in our local immigrant communities are very scared right now, even those people who have lived and have worked here in the U.S. for years and years. So if you are approached by ICE, experts say you do have rights regardless of your documentation status, your legal status. So first, and I think we have a graphic here to put up here, stay calm. If they approach you in your car or your home, do not open the door. Only open it if agents show a valid court-issued warrant. Also, exercise your right to remain silent. That is a right of yours. You don't have to answer questions. You can simply say, I want to remain silent. Also, do not consent to a search. ICE agents need a court-signed warrant to legally enter your house or car. And if they don't have one, just say, I do not consent to this search. Also, very important to document everything about the encounter. Write down the agents' names if you can, their badge numbers, exactly what they did step by step. Even better, record the encounter if you can to have that as you go forward. And then lastly, seek legal help. If you are detained, you can ask those agents to contact a lawyer or a consulate. You can also show a red card to assert your rights. Now, we've been talking about these red cards quite a bit on Fox 11 by showing it either a physical card or a photo of one of those cards on your phone. What you're basically telling the agents is that you want to remain silent and you want to consult with a lawyer. And those cards now widely available everywhere. You can find them online. They're also being distributed through LAUSD schools as well. And again, that just means that you don't have to speak. You can simply show the card or photo of your card to those agents, and that basically lets them know that you are not going to say anything moving forward. But as Christina mentioned as well, this is just a very scary time for many in our immigrant community.
Bow. And let me go ahead and stop it right there. Ladies and gentlemen, you see how evil the liberals are. Very, very evil. They're teaching illegals, people who aren't from this country, who got in this country illegally, how to run away from the law, how to not cooperate with law enforcement. Ain't that evil? Evil! It's absolutely evil. Talking about stay calm. Let's look at these tips. I want to look at these tips here, because I got a nice tip for illegals out there. A very nice tip. Look what they say. Stay calm. Don't open the door. Right? So obstruct law enforcement. Obstruct a legal process. This is what they're doing. I want the illegals to know, if you listen to the liberals, you're going to end up in jail. You'll be end up probably for more than deported. Exercise the right to remain silent. Don't say nothing to ICE. Keep your mouth shut, right? Do not consent to a search, right? Document everything. So basically, try to snitch on the law enforcement. Try to make up some sort of story about what they're doing and how it's illegal, right? And seek legal help immediately. I could tell you what legal help you should get: an ass whooping and getting your ass deported out this country. I can give you an awesome tip, ladies and gentlemen. I got a tip. If you're approached by ICE, put your gosh darn hands up and go quietly. How about that? How about you go quietly? How come that ain't on the tip list? You get what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen? How come that's not on the tip list? Hey, don't put up a fuss. Put down the burritos. Put your hands up and get your ass up into that bus. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that, ladies and gentlemen. The liberals are just causing problems for law enforcement now. Hey, if you're approached by ICE, do not consent to a search. Do not cooperate. The liberals would do anything possible to keep the illegals here so that they can use them for illegal voting base. That's the only reason why they want them here. Because if they did care about these illegals, what they would say is, hey, you know what? You should probably go back to the country of origin because you're really wasting a lot of your time here. You're not going to be able to build a proper life. Why don't you go back to your country, make your country great, right? Yeah, make your country great. Yeah. Make your country great. You stay there, you work, you contribute to your country's economy. And if God sees it fit that you're able to come here, gosh darn it, you'll be here. But you shouldn't skip the line. You shouldn't break the law to come in here so that you can languish and take from the taxpayer and not do what you're supposed to do. Yeah. Now, I understand that. I understand the notion, right? That, hey, illegals, Jermaine, they're tax-paying citizens, Jermaine. Gosh darn it, they work harder than the average American. I don't think so. I don't think illegals work harder than the average American. I believe that that's a gosh darn lie. And it's a fraud. Oh, Jermaine, illegals do jobs that Americans don't want to do. No. Americans will do those jobs. And a lot of the time, the people who are offering these jobs, guess what? They have to make the jobs more attractive. Go ahead and, increase that wage a little bit. Add a little incentives. You're not going to do that? Don't get mad because people don't want to work there. But for us to sit back and say that we need illegals to, survive in this country, that's absolutely wrong, and it's not right. Not at all. And this is something that most Republicans should be saying. I want to go ahead and show you guys a story, and it's about an illegal. An ICE raid for a home for a fugitive. ICE was looking for a fugitive at a home. And they ended up snatching an illegal alien over there. Yep, apparently this illegal has been in the States here for 20 years. And they ended up getting arrested. Family absolutely devastated and upset. I want to go ahead and run this one and come back. I want to speak about it. Because this is how it should be. You should put your hands up and go quietly. Here we go.
Guys, come in. We want to see the warrant. No, we want to see the warrant.
Get up now.
We're recording you guys too. Let me see your badge numbers. No. Let me see. out. No, we need to see your warrant. Don't pull me like that. Don't pull me like that. Walk out.
Doorbell video shows family members outside in handcuffs as the task force searched the house. They didn't find the fugitive, but they did encounter 44-year-old Raul Lopez, a father of 4, living in the country illegally. A task force spokesperson tells WGN News ICE is a part of the team and was there on scene. ICE removed Lopez from the house after finding him hiding in an attic.
And we were just asking him, why are you taking him?
Betsy Lopez is 18. Her dad is a roofer, working to put her through nursing school.
His whole life, he's just been working, telling us that he just wants what's best for us, to work for us, and just give us everything he can so we can be good. And so not everyone is bad. Like, some people do try to come here just to give their kids.
Bow. Yeah, you know, and I understand what she's saying, ladies and gentlemen. You get what I'm saying? We ain't heartless. We understand that there's people that come here and they're good folks, right? And they just want to work and they want to provide for their family. And they want a better life. We totally understand that, but you got to do it the right way. You got to do it the right way. These stories that you're seeing where the families are being broken up and all sorts of stuff, this should be a lesson to a lot of illegals out there to do the right thing. Instead of us sitting back here and crying and poo-pooing over what's going on because somebody made the wrong decision and they didn't do what's right, we should be over here praising law enforcement for doing what they need to do. Because it's not an easy job going ahead and looking for these illegals. They got to go to all sorts of crazy places to catch these folks and bring them in. All sorts of crazy places. Nobody's speaking about all the illegals that are killing Americans in this country. They're not speaking about it in the news. They're just giving you sob stories about how folks are just being torn apart. And they're not even doing their due diligence when they're speaking about the story. They're not saying, hey, this person came here illegally and they should have known that by doing this, they would create this problem. But the American news is against the American public. They're against America's own best interest, which is weird, right? You would think our own news station would be for our interest. It's not. It's for the globalist interest. So that's my tip. I know you guys got some tips out there, right? If you got some tips, put down your tips in the chat. I want folks to see what type of tips we have for them. Because the tip I got for you is put your gosh darn hands up, kiss your baby, and go quietly. That's exactly what you should do. You shouldn't be standing here wasting your time trying to build a life that ain't going to be good for you. Because once we catch you, we're going to send you back. We are. The only people who going to cry for you are the people who got you here illegally. That's it. That is it. Let's go ahead and move forward. All right, let's go ahead and move forward. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure y'all share. Make sure you guys share. All right. Absolutely. Make sure you share. But you guys see what I'm saying, though. I'm not telling a lie, right? I'm not just running my mouth. I'm just telling you what it is. These folks just need to go quietly. Let's go ahead and move forward here. I want to go ahead and speak to you guys about James Carville. James Carville looked like a gosh darn gremlin. Yeah, he looked like a gremlin, ladies and gentlemen. Ugly as hell, looked like a gremlin. Looked like he got hit with 2 oogly sticks. James Carville on MSNBC today, talking about that Trump and the GOP will collapse in 30 days. This is his prediction. He's saying Trump is doing too much. And the American public and the bureaucracy is not going to stand for it. This is what he's saying. I want to go ahead and run this clip, and when I come back, I want to speak about James Carville. Remember, he's a Clintonite. Yeah. He worked on Hillary Clinton's campaign, right? The one where she lost. Worked with Bill Clinton and him and Dick Morrison. If you know about the Clintons and Dick Morrison too, Dick Morrison, another crazy fellow. Absolutely. I want to go ahead and run this. When I come back, we shall speak about it. Make sure you guys do your due diligence. Hit that like button. Make sure you do share. I need your help. I certainly do. Here we go.
Mentioned Democratic strategist James Carville. He's out with a bold prediction, saying that the Trump administration and Republican lawmakers will suffer a massive collapse in 30 days. Let's take a look.
What I've said very publicly, the Democrats need to play possum. This whole thing is collapsing. It doesn't need Elizabeth Warren and somebody screaming to pacify some progressive advocacy groups in Washington, which, by the way, I wish these people were just useless. They're actually worse than useless, that they're detrimental. And they never, ever learn to shut up. And so, Dan, this is what I believe. I believe that this administration, in less than 30 days, in the midst of a massive collapse, and particularly a collapse in public opinion. It's going to be easy pickings here in 6 weeks. Just lay back.
So you literally think 30 days to 6 weeks, the Trump administration is effectively going to collapse in terms of public support?
He's crazy.
Well, it's collapsing right now. We're in the midst of a collapse. This is the lowest approval, not even close, that any president has ever had at a comparable time.
This man's smoking.
Again, that's a provable fact. So they're not going to be able to get a debt extension. That's pretty clear. I don't think they're going to be able to pass reconciliation.
Bow. I want to stop you here for a quick second. Ladies and gentlemen, you hear what he's saying? He's talking about 30 days, 6 weeks. He says that it's collapsing right now, and he's saying this because of the approval rating. The approval rating is at 42%. So what? We know how a lot of those polls are skewed. We know it, ladies and gentlemen. The polls aren't put out by good folks. They're put out by the Luciferians. Their polls, ladies and gentlemen, aren't accurate. Remember all the polls that were showing that Trump was behind, Trump was going to lose, all this other crap? And they were absolutely wrong. These people are smoking. James Carville smoking some good weed, and he ain't passing it. Puff, puff, pass, James Carville. Puff, puff, pass. Look at him. He look like a crazy, deranged old man, ladies and gentlemen. Look like a peeping Tom. Go for it.
But I'm not sure. But they're going to have to go to Hakeem. And that is going to be the equivalent of stacking arms. It's over.
Well, that is certainly
pronouncement.
That's certainly one view of it. Again, going back to Wide World of News, Halpern also quotes from Heather Cox Richardson's newsletter. Her quote of Timothy Snyder, who is a scholar on authoritarianism, who said, "Something is shifting. They are still breaking things and stealing things, and they will keep trying to break and steal. But the propaganda magic around the oligarchical coup is fading. Nervous Musk, nervous Trump." And the point is, not that necessarily everything's going to be over in 30 days or that things are going to collapse in 30 days. But Democrats, for the first time since Election Day, and this is what Halperin's Wide World of News is saying, for the first time since Election Day, Democrats are starting to see an opening. And with that opening, a lot of questions, Mika, about who will lead this party.
Right. What opening is this man talking? These people are smoking. Ladies and gentlemen, these people are smoking. Puff, puff, pass. You get what I'm saying? This is Mika. Remember, Trump said she had a nose job. He met her off the site there, and her nose was bleeding. Right? Yeah, Mika, we remember that. We remember your bad nose job. Right? And look at this bozo. These people, ladies and gentlemen, are paid hacks. They're paid to sit up there and run their lips about nothing. Six weeks, 30 days, these people are smoking. They're saying that the administration is on the collapse. What? You gotta be smoking. What's going on here? These people are saying whatever they can to keep the Democrats in fear, to keep their base, ladies and gentlemen, on their side. These people never, ever, ever tell the truth about Trump. They never say anything he's doing is good. Haven't you guys noticed that? They've never said anything he's doing is good. Why the hell would you listen to folks like this? Things that are obviously good for this country. These people won't say that he's doing a good job for it. They won't. So this is what we are having on the left. Delusion. Craziness. Puff, puff, passness. You get what I'm saying? They are smoking on some good ganja and they ain't passing it. That's the only way you get to this type of conclusion. Instead of them to say, you know what, they're catching corruption. They're looking at things that need to change in our country. They're saving us money. They're pointing this out and that out. They're not saying this. They're coming up with some bullshit about, a collapse and all this other stuff. That's crazy. Crazy talk.
Joining us now, co-founder, CEO of Axios, Jim Vandehei, and journalist, editor, and author of the newsletter Fresh Hell, available on Substack, Tina Brown. I love it.
Still my favorite topic for a newsletter.
The BBC's Katty Kay is still with us as well. She's the host of the Rest is Politics podcast, which is amazing as well.
Yeah. So, Jim Vandehei, you've actually written about, Axios has actually written about this, which is the sort of different camps that we have right now for leaders who want to take charge of the Democratic Party and lead the fight against Republicans and Donald Trump. Talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if Carville's spot on in his analysis. Like, he's got to look at where the Democratic Party is right now, right? We also have polls showing Democrats have never been, as a party, more unpopular than they are at this moment. On top of that, they don't have much power, right?
You heard what he said? Democrats have never been so unpopular in history. This Axios co-founder, Jim Vandehei, he's saying that James Carville is basically smoking. James Carville ain't really taking into consideration a lot of things. At least somebody over there, put down the ganja a little bit.
You don't control the Senate, you don't control the House, you don't control the White House, you don't control the courts. There's only so many levers that you can actually pull. So the debate inside the party is, do you accept that some of the things that Donald Trump wants to do directionally might be correct? And that put sort of Governor Whitmer or Governor Paulus in Colorado in that camp, saying, listen, maybe they're with them on tariffs or part of tariffs. Maybe they're with them on the border and conceding that things need to be done and not that every day doesn't need to be a fight. That's one camp. I think the others here, Chris Murphy's a senator from Connecticut, or J.D. Pritzker in Illinois, people who are from very liberal states where they have the freedom to be in sort of the warfare mindset, day in, day out, hour in, hour out. And I think that is the big fight. I think we know the way politics works is Trump's going to live or die based on his performance. Like, tell me what inflation looks like in a month, tell me what the jobless rate looks like, tell me where wages are, and tell me how much chaos flows from some of the decisions of the first 30 days, and I'll tell you kind of where his public standing is and whether or not Republicans will break. But so far, there's zero sign. You saw it. You had it this morning. The idea that no Republican will speak up and say, hey, maybe Vladimir Putin's a thug. Maybe he's a dictator. Maybe he's been hell-bent for his entire life, starting at the KGB to destroy your nation. Maybe Zelensky, you could argue whether or not we should be there or not there. You can't argue like, oh, he started the war when someone invaded me. And yet you don't have a single Republican who says, hey, that's crazy. That's counter everything we've ever believed in our careers. And I think that speaks to the power Trump will have until those poll numbers go.
And that's where I want to stop right there. Because he is hitting on a point here that even though we have people in the Republican Party, we have congressmen and congresswomen and senators who don't like Trump, Republican ones, they're still unified. Yeah, but believe it or not, they're still unified. Because they know going against Trump is crazy talk. They know that you end up losing if you're going against Trump. So this guy here is saying James Carville is nuts. He's not taking into consideration a lot of things. And one of the biggest considerations you need to take in is how unified, in a sense, the Republicans are. Because with everything that's still going on, you don't have people coming out and saying the stuff against what Trump is doing. Right? And he pointed it out. So I wanted to go ahead and show you guys that. Because that's a big deal. That's what is going on right now that a lot of folks are speaking about. James Carville coming up with this stupid prediction that, Trump will be gone in 30 days. There is going to be a national crisis, all sorts of stuff. He is smoking, absolutely smoking. He doesn't know what he's talking about. The Democrats are in disarray. They're overwhelmed. They don't know where to go. They're broke. Ladies and gentlemen, they're dusty bums right now. A Democrat is a dusty bum. Absolutely. Tell me I told a lie. They're dusty, broke bums walking around lying just like they mama. Let's go ahead and move forward. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you share. Make sure you share. You can't get around it. You just can't get around it, ladies and gentlemen. Next one. Democrats are going berserk. They're going crazy, bananas over Trump's choosing of Deputy Director of the FBI, Dan Bongino. I always want to call him Don. I don't know why. But Dan Bongino. Democrats are going crazy. Bananas. I want you guys to take a look at this when it plays and it comes back. We shall speak about it. Make sure you guys do your due diligence. Hit that like button. Make sure you do share. Help a brother out. I need your help. I certainly do. Here we go.
To direct the day-to-day functioning of the agency responsible for preventing and investigating terror attacks, responding to mass shootings, investigating international drug cartels and gangs, thwarting cyber attacks, and arresting violent criminals and investigating public corruption, among other things. Donald Trump has tapped a podcaster and right-wing media personality who once said this, quote, "My entire life right now is owning the libs." That person is named Dan Bongino. He will be the deputy director of the FBI, the number 2 at the country's top law enforcement agency. It is a job that does not require Senate confirmation. Not that Republicans have had any objection to any of Trump's picks anyway. But if you're not familiar with Bongino, here's a small sampling of the things he's had to say over the years.
Trump is an apex predator. He's the Lion King. Trump went out there tonight and did what Trump does. He's the shark in the ocean, and he acted like it. He lost no one from his base. No one.
Shame on us if we don't enter the legal profession and start to pull people out of the DOJ. I have no problem with Donald Trump investigating Jack Smith either, and you shouldn't either. Jack Smith doesn't have a pardon.
What happened yesterday with President Trump and the targeting of him and his attorneys by this piece of human scum, all of these people targeting him in the Justice Department that have forfeited any semblance of allegiance and fidelity to the constitutional republic. I do not need power-drunk pseudo-monarchs, little mini tyrants in my supposedly conservative county, though, sending out ridiculous, childlike amateur hour edicts demanding people wear masks in situations where the risk of transmission is somewhat close to zero. You can take your mask mandate and shove it right up your
The Karate Man, I never thought I'd have to use it in real life. But guess, reminds me of like the Housemaid. Remember Guess Who's Back by Housemaid? Geraldo's back. He wants to fight me again. Why does this guy always want to fight me? Why does everybody always want to fight Dan Bongino? Why? Why does everybody want to fight me all the time? Do I have a punchable face or something?
The conspiracy theories, the outrage, the tightness of the T-shirts. All of it surely floats Donald Trump's boat and his music.
She weak as hell. She's trying to flame Dan Bongino. Yeah, she's trying to talk shit a little bit, ain't she? And she doing a terrible job. Excuse me, ma'am, you don't know how to flame. You don't know how to flame well, let me tell ya. Look at her, ladies and gentlemen. She look crazy. Right? She looked like she about to cry. Shout out to Leanne Glass. Yeah, she looked like she's on that toilet a little bit there.
to his ears. It's likely part of the very essence of the reason he was selected. But the job of Deputy Director of the FBI, the United States of America, is a serious job that affects every person living there, people around the world. It's the kind of job that has to be done well by whomever does it, if the Bureau stands any chance of actually catching real bad guys. As the Washington Post reports, quote, the Deputy Director answers to the Director, serving as the agency's second in command, responsible for day-to-day law enforcement operations and all of the FBI's domestic and international investigative and intelligence activities. The FBI has 55 field offices, 60 offices abroad, 38,000 staffers, and a budget of $10 billion. Managing the day-to-day affairs of the FBI is a serious responsibility, and traditionally that post of Deputy Director of the FBI has gone to a career FBI agent. In fact, the FBI Agents Association says that in a meeting in January, before Kash Patel was confirmed, they told Patel this, quote, the FBI Deputy Director should continue to be an onboard active special agent. This has been the case for 117 years for many compelling reasons, including operational expertise and experience, as well as the trust of our special agent population.
Right here.
According to the FBI Agents Association, at the time, Kash Patel agreed and said that.
So you can see here, it's going to go on and talk about, you know, if Dan Bongino should be the deputy director, you know, if he's qualified to be deputy director and all this. These people are nuts. You guys allowed a transformer to be the National Secretary of Health. Right? Yeah, they allowed somebody who was confused, ladies and gentlemen, to be the National Secretary of Health. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say about nothing. You understand what I'm saying? They allowed a transformer, somebody who's confused about who they are, to run the health office, the National Health Office. You didn't say nothing then. You didn't say, well, I can't believe we're going to allow somebody who's confused up there. You didn't do none of that. You kept your mouth shut. And then somebody who got the credentials, who really needs to be up there, you're running your mouth against. These people are nuts, ladies and gentlemen. They're cuckoo. They're one flew over the cuckoo's nest. Shout out to my father. That's one of his favorite movies. How many of y'all seen One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest? Boy, first time I seen that movie, I was dying. That movie hilarious. That's my father's favorite movie. But ladies and gentlemen, you just can't make this stuff up. These people are nuts. People who are certainly qualified that Trump is picking, they don't like. But yet they were allowing transformers and folks who are crazy to be in positions of power. Come on. Tell me that they're not smoking something. So I think this is a good pick by Trump. Dan Bongino, I'm glad that he's in that position. He has a stellar record. I've looked at his record. There's nothing I can say about it. He has a stellar record. The only thing is that these folks don't like him because you know what? He's brash. He's to the point. He don't mix his words. He says what he means, right? He's an alpha male. He's not going to back down from nonsense, right? That's all stuff that, liberals don't like. Liberals don't like real men. They just don't. Liberals have an ideology. They have a religion where if you're a man, you're supposed to be a pussy. Yeah, you're supposed to be more of a pussy than your mama. Yeah, you're supposed to be a girl if you're a guy. That's their religion. Their religion, they don't believe in gender or none of that stuff. And to me, that's just not gosh darn feasible in this type of world. To have that type of thought process. That's crazy. But, you know, that's what it is. So you guys see Trump standing on business. He's standing on business. And it's about time. It certainly is. Make sure you guys do me a favor, hit that like button. Make sure you do share. Next one up, I want to speak to you guys about a heated clash with a governor over trans laws. Trump standing on business once again. Oh, yeah, Trump ain't playing around. And I'm glad he ain't playing around. Democrats, you just can't play with them. You have to be straight up. You have to be honest and straight up with them. Because you give them any inch, any room for them to play around with you or to make any deals, they're going to screw you over. Take a look at this. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you share. Here we go.
Like we have in New York. Hello, Governor. Nice to see you back there. 2 weeks ago, I signed an executive order banning men from playing in women's sports. Many Democrats are fighting me on that. I hope you continue because you'll never win another race. That's the only thing we're checking. Are they receiving it? Because if they're receiving it, that makes it much worse. If they're not... Is Maine here, the governor of Maine?
I'm here.
Are you not going to comply with it?
I'm complying with state and federal laws.
We are the federal law. Well, you better do it. You better do it because you're not going to get any federal funding at all if you don't. And by the way, your population, even though it's somewhat liberal, although I did very well there, your population doesn't want men playing in women's sports.
Bow! I want to stop it right there, ladies and gentlemen. Trump is a real man. I just want to go ahead and give him some credit right here. That's a real man. Trump's a real man, ladies and gentlemen. That's a real man right there. Yeah, if it was Obama, if it was one of these other weak-knee Republicans, they wouldn't say nothing like that. They're not honest. They're not direct, right? Trump standing on business, right? Honest and direct. Right? He's not going to speak to you in third person. He's going to direct things towards you. Hey, is the governor of Maine here? Where's that crazy person at? Hey. Are you still going along with going against our law? Okay, you ain't about to get no money. Yeah, play all you want. The people in Maine don't want it. Play all you want. That's what Trump is saying. That's a real man. He's standing on business. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a real man. Let me tell you. He ain't mixing his words, right? He ain't saying it very sweetly so that you can take it nicely. He's saying it is what it is. And that's what we need in our politics. We need to get rid of all the game playing. We need to stop all the game playing and get down to business. And that's exactly what Trump's doing. Honest and direct. Hey, you know, you go ahead and you want to play this game, you ain't getting no money. Try me. And that's how it should go. I want to go ahead and finish this off here.
We are the federal law. Well, you better do it. You better do it because you're not going to get any federal funding at all if you don't. And by the way, your population, even though it's somewhat liberal, although I did very well there, your population doesn't want men playing in women's sports. So you better comply because otherwise you're not getting any federal funding.
See you in court.
Every state, good. I'll see you in court. I look forward to that. That should be a real easy one.
That should be easy.
And enjoy your life after governor because I don't think you'll be in elected politics.
Bow. Bow. That's what it is. Trump standing on business. Trump standing on business. If it was a weak-knee Republican, they would have been crying, running under their mama's skirt. But look at Trump. Oh, you want to go ahead and play? Yeah, I'll see you in court. This should be an easy win, a slam dunk. And I don't think that you're going to be in politics anymore. And I don't think that heifer going to be in politics anymore, playing the gender bender type game. They should get with reality and stop with that religion that the Democrats have. The Democrats have an evil religion, ladies and gentlemen. I don't even call it an ideology. It's a religion at this point. If you don't believe what they want, you're not getting into office. They're not going to support you. You need to push these crazy left-wing ideas. That's the only way that you can get into their territory or they give you any money that they steal from the taxpayers. That's the only way. So I'm glad that we have a real man in office. You see how real men are? Honest, direct. He didn't back down. He didn't even have to raise his voice. Right? That's how a real man is. Confident, calm, cool, collective. I like it. That's the type of leadership we need here in America. When Biden was in office, all we saw was Kamala Harris, that gosh darn hyena, sitting up there laughing like she been smoking. And then she don't tell you nothing. Give you a diatribe of rubbish. Let me tell y'all. So I like this, ladies and gentlemen. I like it a lot. Trump is standing on business as usual. Can't get around that. Standing on business. And last but not least, I want to go ahead and show you guys this. I spoke about this yesterday, about Trump reading out a list of Social Security recipients over age 200. Remember I told you that? I said that the fraud is insane. I want you guys to look at this.
Let's go into the real numbers. From 200 to 209 years old, 879 people. From 210 years old, I haven't met any of them. And if I did, I would bless them. I would worship the ground they walk on. 210 to 219 years, 866. From 220 years old to 229 years old, 1,039. And then you have two people. From 240 years old to 249 years old, one person. And there's one person that's 360 years old.
Bow. Bow. You can't get around that. Look at all them folks who are old as rocks. Old as dirt. You know, ladies and gentlemen, the fraud is out of control if you're seeing stuff like that. And I bet you, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of those folks who are over 200, they were voting for Biden. How much you want to bet? How much you want to bet those Social Security recipients over 200 were voting for the Democrats? How much you want to bet? How much? How much? They were voting for the Democrats. Democrats don't like it. Because a lot of this fraud that is being uncovered, it makes it very hard for them to steal the next election. Makes it, virtually impossible. So I like this. I like the new Trump. He's not playing around with these Democrats. He's putting people in position that are qualified, that in my mind should be there to do what is needed. Because one of the big things that we have in America here is corruption. Corruption is running rampant. It's running rampant. We have been lied to as the American public. We've been lied to. Our government don't tell us the truth. And we need transparency. And I believe Trump will bring that transparency. And as you guys can see, him being in office, not even more than 30 days, he's bringing transparency back. He's bringing what I call confidence back in the American government. And I think that is very, very, very beneficial. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that is our show for tonight. Oh, yeah, I want to thank everybody for coming down and hanging out with me and flaming these liberals. I'll be on tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central. Make sure you guys come and hang out with me. Wednesday, we shall be on with our good friend Jamal. I believe we'll be streaming at 9 p.m. Central. I got to make sure I speak with him on the time. I believe it's 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. We shall be running, so that should be good. And rest of the week, 8 p.m. So make sure you guys come on in, hang out with me, and we shall have a very, very good time. I want to thank everybody for coming on in, hitting that like button, everybody for sharing and doing your due diligence, all right? Absolutely, absolutely. So you guys take care, and I'll see you guys here tomorrow with another edition of Conservative Nation. Tomorrow I'll be dropping podcast links for the Apple Podcasts and some other links that should be good for you guys, all right? So you guys take care. Have a very, very good night, and I'll catch you guys here tomorrow with another edition of Conservative Nation. Good night.